Hey guys, so I've just been on holidays for a month, and for 2 of those weeks I was in Sydney just hanging out with family, and we did a lot of genealogy. We actually went to 4 different cemeteries while I was there. We went to Field of Mars, Rookwood, Macquarie, and Wiseman's Ferry Cemetery, and we actually went to Macquarie Cemetery 4 different times while I was there. So yeah, we did a lot. Anyway, one of my main goals for while I was in Sydney this trip was to find where my great-great-uncle Robert Gow was buried. Now, he came to Sydney in the late 1880s, and in 1886 he married Mary Agnes Ryan in Sydney, and they had 8 children. Now, I knew that I knew that she was buried at Macquarie Cemetery with 3 of her children. Macquarie Cemetery have an online index thing, and so when I searched their last name, only Mary and 3 of their children would come up. So I thought, okay, so where is Robert buried? Now, Mary died in 1923, and so naturally I would have just assumed that when Robert died in 1927, he would have been buried with her. No. So I searched around all the other cemeteries near where he died, which was in Chatswood, and I just got nothing. He's not buried in Gore Hill Cemetery. He's not buried in Rookwood Cemetery. I just got nowhere. So I thought, well, maybe he's buried with her, but his name's just not on the database for Macquarie Cemetery. So when I was in Sydney, one of the first things we did was we went out to Macquarie Cemetery, and we found Mary's grave and 3 of their children's graves. Now, Mary's buried in the Catholic section, and on her headstone, it looks like that there is room for another inscription below hers. So that just made me get even more curious. Okay, so he's not buried with her, then where is he? There's room on the headstone for another inscription, just what's going on, kind of thing. So we then decided, okay, we can't find him, we can't find where he's buried, let's go to the registry and actually get his death certificate. So we went to the birth, death, marriage registry, and let's just say we kind of went a bit crazy. As you can see, these are all death certificates. So we just went crazy. We spent a lot of money, as you do with genealogy. But no, it was awesome, and we actually did get our question answered. So this is Robert's death certificate, and it turns out that he is buried in Macquarie Cemetery as well. So I was just like, wait, what? Because I searched their last name and his name did not come up, and then I realized, why don't I just search Robert? Why don't I just search for the name Robert? So we went back to Macquarie Cemetery. I searched the name Robert, just Robert, no last name, and of course there it was, except his last name had been spelled incorrectly. So that's why I'd never been able to find him when I just searched their last name. Of course. And that was actually one of this, and the incorrect spelling was also on one of the other children's as well. So it turns out that 4 of their children are buried at Macquarie, not just 3, which I had found originally. So Robert is buried at Macquarie Cemetery, but still the question of why not with his wife Mary. So we found Robert's grave in the Presbyterian section, and he's buried with their eldest daughter, Myrtle. And then all of a sudden, while we were there, it occurred to my auntie that, of course, Mary's buried in the Catholic section, Robert's buried in the Presbyterian section. Different religions. Now, religion history has never really been one of my strong points. So apparently in late 1800s, early 1900s, at the time that Mary and Robert were alive, It was looked down upon if a Presbyterian married a Catholic. Don't really know much about that. And also that you couldn't be buried in a different religious denomination than to your own. So it makes me wonder what church they married in and by who and by whom they were married, the minister. So I have ordered their marriage certificate. I ordered it yesterday. I'm really keen to see what church they married in, because I'm sure that when they got married, there would have been a little about it. So yes, found Robert's grave. I'm so excited because I have an old picture of his grave, but it was unmarked and I just had no idea where he was buried. So really happy to have found that. And he's actually, which was kind of freaky, he's actually buried really close to where my grandfather is buried, and Robert is my grandfather's uncle. And my grandfather died 10 years ago, and so this whole time his uncle has been buried in Mackay, and we had no idea. So that was my goal for while I was in Sydney, and I achieved it. Yay! Okay, so the other exciting news that I have is next month, August, is National Family History Month. And it used to be just a week in August, but now for the first time they're trialing it as a month, and I'm so excited. I've got lots of videos planned to do in August, which I will actually do. I did record a few videos while I was in Sydney, but I just didn't like them. So, but I'm actually going to do some videos because I've got so many things that I want to tell you about. So, yes, anyway, back to National Family History Month. It's next month. It runs the whole month. There's lots of talks and events all around the country. So if you just go to the website, which will be below, it's It's familyhistoryweek.org, but it's trialing it as a month. I can't talk today. Really can't. Oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. Yeah. So it's next month. If you just go to the website, click on your state, you'll see all the different things that are being held. One of the really exciting things for me is that I've been personally invited to the Brisbane launch of National Family History Month, which is next Thursday. I am so excited. When I started Genealogy, I never thought I would get an opportunity like this, because genealogy is just so important to me, and I get really emotional talking about it. I feel like I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh, Caitie. So yeah, I'm really excited. Also really nervous because kind of don't really know what to expect, but the talks that I'm going to be seeing are about nurses during the war, and my grandmother was a nurse, so that's going to be really, really nice for me. So yeah, that is it. Go like the National Family History Week Month Facebook page. The link will be below as well. Anyway, I will see you all next time.